Hi there, I'm Rhiella. Welcome to my army of dolls. You can literally see it all around me. I'm so excited to share with you my interest, my enthusiasm, and my interest on modern fashion dolls. My special area of expertise is the 16-inch fashion doll. You can see them all behind me and everywhere. I'm going to be today introducing you to my collection, which I've had quite a few people ask me to show them. So hopefully you'll get excited by these amazing dolls. This is my collector studio, and as with many collectors, over the years I have ended up with wall-to-wall fashion dolls. So these ones, yeah, you can see here I do have them generally arranged in groups. So down here, this is my special Jean Marshall dolls. There are some others behind them, a bit harder to see. Above them, I have Cyberites and other sort of harder to source dolls, including some of the resin fashion dolls. Not quite as well known with a Madame Alexander fashion dolls called Alex. Some of my favorites actually. This is mostly her friend Jade Lee, who's one of my favorite models. Above them, I've got the sort of larger, less realistic, larger headed dolls grouped together. The most well-known is L.O.N. Wild, but I've also got some Delilah Noir and some other of that variety here. I do also have some plush toys, which are especially a particularly tentacle kitty. It's one who's really grabbed my attention. Up here, this is Jenny from Japan, as well as some of the modern British Cindy dolls. I mentioned the Madame Alexander Alex dolls. This is Alex herself. Pretty much all Alex. There are a couple of her friends in there as well. You can see Paris, who's the African-American friend. Down here I've got mostly the larger Robert Tonner dolls grouped together. So RTB 101, as well as dolls with the athletic body and some male dolls. They are my only male dolls in my whole collection. I know some people collect a lot of male fashion dolls, but I just don't usually find myself drawn to them. Here I have Sydney by Robert Tonner, as well as dolls with the Antoinette body over on the left. A little bit hidden by Sydney's wonderful dress. Down here I have my only two Deja Vu dolls from Robert Tonner, as well as sort of other various dolls, in particular the mod British birds. As you can see, there are the 60s styled dolls there. Fairly small part of my collection, but I do a lot of sewing for them, is the 6-inch Palitoy Pippa and Topper Dawn dolls. Some of them are a bit headless because I have been playing with them for sewing. And I've got a Tyler there, just for a bit of interest. Over here is my other row of Ashton Drake Jean Marshall dolls. I've got a lot of pairs there. I find that when they release two dolls with the same fashion in different colours, I often find they really catch my eye. Here is Tyler Wentworth and sort of, I guess I've got some Wizard of Oz dolls and some other various Tonner ladies. Up here is the more fancy, I guess, Tonner dolls, where I often have just one of a particular line. So you'll see I've got some Melee, I've got Poison Ivy, and some other fancy and more unique dolls. Okay, bright window in the middle. I'll go through that quickly. Over here, some more toys at the top. Down underneath them, I have this is my 12-inch rack of Integrity toys, in particular New Face and Fashion Royalty. There are some Mitzi in there as well. They're a bit newer. One group of dolls who I just love, and maybe it's because when I started collecting, these dolls were coming out, is Susie. She's not very well known. She's a Japanese doll made by R&D Collectibles, or R&D exclusive, and she's quite hard to find, but not hugely valuable. I just find she has an extremely beautiful face, and some of the fashions were really spectacular. I've also got some Momoko over on the left of her. Here we have moving into some of my vintage dolls. Yes, I do have quite a few different types of dolls. These are 8-inch dolls. My real interest in these dolls is the Daisy, styled by Mary Quant, a very popular 60s stylist. But you'll see I've got some other dolls from the same era. So we also had Havoc coming out, the World of Love dolls in the US, and the Disco Girls in the UK. And I do have 2 Briar horses who are in the same scale. And Havoc is a sort of action version of the Daisy doll. I have another row of those girls. That's the outdoor one above, and this is the indoor row with some furniture, bedrooms, some of the dogs. In the same scale is the Japanese Lika doll. She's a very cute little doll. I was going to say I don't have a lot of them, but there are quite a few here that you can see. She isn't a major part of my collection, but I do find myself really drawn to her face and some of her really stylish fashions. And I've got 2 rows of her. Second one, they have fallen over a fair bit. I really should stand them up. There are also some other similar sized Japanese fashion dolls. Then I've got my wardrobe. I'll just pan past that, move over to this shelf. So down the bottom, I have larger fashion dolls. So the American Model and Kitty Collier, who's in there, and a few others behind them. Above, this is my most expensive shelf of dolls. These are my 16-inch resin ball jointed dolls. So there are some Jamie Show and Kingdom doll and a few others in there. Above, now there are a couple of extras peeking in, but primarily this is the Integrity Toys release of Jean Marshall, including Jean and Friends, and I do have 2 Dolmore dolls to the left. They really appealed to me because I do enjoy tattoos, and those dolls they're called the Invisible Tattoo line, and their bodies are covered with tattoos, and I just felt that was a fun idea. Above we have Poppy Parker and some other Integrity Dolls releases. There are a few gaps there, as I am expecting a couple more to come and fill those. This is Blythe. They're the only Blythes I have. I do find them quite pretty, but they all look quite similar, so I don't feel I need a lot of them, but I do like the different hair colours they come with. Up beside them I have my only Barbies. Yes, out of a big doll collection I only have a few Barbies. They're mostly Silkstones, and I do have those 3 13-inch Tonner Revlons up with them, so that's sort of everyone else who is in the 12-inch, roughly 12-inch scale. Moving into sort of my favourite Tonner dolls, this shelf is mostly Shauna, who is one of my favourite sculpts. You can see there are a couple of others in there who've sneaked in looking for a place. And this shelf is dolls from the Brenda Starr line. So Brenda Starr and Friends, we've got Daphne Dimples and some Betty Ann as well in there. I particularly love their fashion, such a beautiful style. This shelf here is more of the Matter of Alexander Alex, but I've grouped these into this sort of costume set. So dolls who have particularly spectacular outfits. And finally, this is my 16-inch Integrity toys. Poppy has just turned around. There she is. So 16-inch Poppy Parker, her friend Toolabelle. There are the Integrity Toys Alexes in there, and FR16 as well.